In this video, I'm going to show you how you can share files with students using the Teams Files area. There are lots of ways you can work with files in Teams, especially when it comes to working with files with students. So I'm going to go through your options now, and you can see which one works for you, depending on the circumstances that you want students to access that file. So I'm going to go to this science class. As I said in the previous video, Teams for classes and for students look a little bit different. You've still got your files area, but you also have a home page, a class notebook, you've got your assignments, your grades, and Reflect and Insights also. We'll have a look at each one of these in a bit more detail in other videos. But in this video, we're purely talking about how you can share files with students and how they can manage them. So I'll also be showing you this from the student perspective. Managing files can be done in the files area. Now the differences between the files area and the class materials areas, the files area, students can upload, edit, and even delete these files. In the class materials area, it's a read-only version, so I'll show you that now. If I switch to a student, so this is Peter. If Peter goes into that files area, he's got full control of the root of the files area. So if this is just an area where you want people to upload stuff, or if you want them to be able to edit a document, they can go ahead and do that. They even have delete. So potentially they can go in there and delete all the files that are in there. So ideally, this is not the place you want to share access to files with students. And if I switch to another student, so this is Jane, as you can see, that file is gone, and she can also add anything she likes to this area. And despite that Jane's created that document, if I switch back to Peter, there's that document. He again can quite easily delete that. So in short, the general folder, everyone in that team can manage files in there. So the place to put work, if you don't want students editing, deleting and managing each other's files, is the class materials folder. So here I am as a teacher. If I go into that class materials, it tells you here, read only class files go here. Students can read these files, but only teachers can edit. So if I create a file in there, add some text and close, and because it's cloud-based again, it's just saving that automatically for me. There's that lesson created by myself. If I now go to my students' views, there's that lesson. They can open it, but as you can see, if I try and do anything, it says it's a read-only document. So this is great for documents that you want them to read and understand, and they're unable to do anything other than read. So if I just flip across to Peter as well, if I do that, I simply don't get the delete option. However, there will be times when you need students to copy that document somewhere so they can edit it and produce their own version. And there's a couple of ways they can do this. They have the download option. If they click that, that will download into their default downloads folder. And if you're using a network drive like a home drive, they can copy it into there and start working on it there. The other option, they can copy it to their OneDrive. So all students will have OneDrive. So if you use the copy to option, they get My Files. My Files is their OneDrive. I'd also suggest they put it in a folder rather than in the root of their OneDrive. They can do that by clicking that option and creating one, going into that folder and copying here. It will tell them when that's completed. And if I just go back into this OneDrive, there's that science folder, and there is a copy of that document, which, because it is now theirs, they have full edit rights to do whatever they like with it. Okay, so that's how you can work with files in the folder of a team. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can distribute files using the assignments functionality.